Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniature, and it's Monday, which means it's time for our weekly painting progress. And if you're watching this when it first went live, that means I'm stuck at work again, and school is officially back in session. Hopefully everybody is staying safe and keeping busy, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to match the output I've had over the past few weeks for quite some time. I know I'm going to be absolutely exhausted, so don't expect much from me next week. I'll just warn everybody now. So, we have a little random baby feathered TRex. And this is on a Malifaux Models base, and you can see the footprints where he's supposed to get glued on. It was for a hunter from the Explorers Society, and I could not find the base when it was sitting in plain sight the whole entire time. Typical. What I figure I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a big old Mountain Dew, and we'll just stick some static grass in there and call it a day. I just wanted to paint one of him. As I mentioned before, I've been working on the big giant three-headed Kerberos T-Rex from Mini Monster Mayhem, which is where our little fluffy friend comes from as well. Actually, looking at everything this week, it looks like an awful lot of printed stuff. Huh. That's okay. We've got an orc from Avatars of War, and I've been playing around with various sealers. You can see some spots maybe I might want to go back over again, but that's okay. He is a big dude. I had to wait till the very last minute to glue him on that base because otherwise there's just no way to really get in there and get everything painted. He is also a single piece that came off of the print bed. So, probably need to go back and fix up that skull on his cape there. He's on a 40mm base, for those of you who are curious. A random Yakuza type dude from Titanforge. There's Cyberforge. 3D printed models. Not the most exciting, but he's done. A Rocket Pig Games Tuskland Goblin. I wasn't sure what to do with him. It looks like he's got a bunch of matchsticks in his quiver, but maybe that's what he's firing at his opponents. A little big for a goblin, but I think a lot of the Rocket Pig stuff that's designed for FDM tend to be a little bit on the larger scale, obviously, so that way they can possibly print a little bit easier. So I'm not really too picky about that. I don't need minuscule goblins that I'm not going to be able to, really poke out the details on. Let's see, a random fountain. This is from Dungeons and Lasers from Archon. I've been trying to finish getting a video together on all of the various terrain props that they've done for the Kickstarters, and it's just, there's so much. It's taking me a lot longer than I'd hoped. One of the computer terminals. Part of the problem is I never know what colors to paint the terrain. You can go use the computer. It's a little short. Another piece. I thought this was kind of cool with the hologram being projected onto the table. Like a planet. Very Star Wars-ish. Just another fun little prop. To me, having all of the cool scatter terrain, it seems so silly to keep it gray. Now, the walls and the buildings, that's a different story, but at least the little prop type stuff, I want that in color. Alright, we've got a quite colorful standard bearer for the Warioon from Parabellum's Conquest. Yeah, his flag and feathers unfortunately didn't get finished during Pride Month. I thought that would have been cool, but I'm slow. That's how long I've been working on him, though. It's like, what, almost the middle of August now? I tried doing some lame tattooing on him as well, but I'm just now realizing I didn't bother to paint his eyes in. Whoops. I better fix that. I also had to stick a coin on the bottom, because otherwise, with the angle he's holding that flag, it just wants to fall over. So thankfully it's not, but one can never be too careful. Let's see what else we got. Oh, we've been knee-deep in alien models. So we went ahead and tried painting up another Maker's Cult Iron Hive warrior. I think the metals, some of the metals are a little bit better this week. Some, not all. That's not that clean. So this is, I want to say, like their Apex close combat configuration. I'm going to say there was a special spine that was attached there. He's got a different head, different shoulder pads. Do I have any other... Oh. I think I do. There's just too much stuff in the way here. So you can see here. They are substantially different. Bring them both in focus, maybe. And that is definitely one of the cool things about the Maker's Cult. Their models tend to be made more in terms of wargaming, if you enjoy that kind of thing, and just the use of dead bug bits to propagate an entirely new army is always kind of a cool idea. There we go, get that camera back on track there. And speaking of aliens, well, went ahead and painted a couple other ones. I've been working on doing some of the Alien Hive models from one-page rules, and this was just kind of a funky test run. I've got some new gloss primer, and I wanted to try it with some of those color shifters. And I think the results are okay. I really wasn't sure how to paint these guys. You can see some more of them. Probably this week we'll be posting a video on those. Him and his friends. So that was my first thought, was kind of very Gene Stealer-ish colors. And then I tried actually painting one of the warriors in more traditional, is it Hive Fleet Kraken? I think it's Kraken. With the white underbody and red shell. The gun just reminded me of something out of Halo. The Halo, as my students used to always tell me. I wanted to try to keep the shell a little bit shiny, but it didn't work. I only got it in spots. So I'll have some more info on those guys if you're curious. There's an interesting variety of models in the Alien Hives from one-page rules. And I gotta go clear out all the junk that I picked up the other day. Yesterday we had maybe it was. This weekend there was a bring and buy day over at a local hobby shop, and managed to get a few new Malifaux bits. We'll have to take a look at, along with some other fun stuff. But my favorite model this week is this lady right here. This was actually from Cast and Play. This was part of their Hawkers of whatever the name of their town is. I'm sorry, I forgot. But she was supposed to be the bookseller, but I just loved her cluttered look. And I think she makes a fun little elven mage. Now, unfortunately, the primer seems to have kind of... Not primer, sealer seems to have made a mess of the eyes. But I really did try to get all of those details accounted for. And this girl printed perfectly, and then as soon as I set her down, I dropped her, and the tip of her bookmark, she had like a really fancy, elaborate bookmark here sticking out of the book, snapped off. And of course we had to try to put something on the pages in the book. You have to. You just have to. Overall, I really like this model. I am really happy with her, and I think this is actually, the base came from way back when Cool Mini did their bases that they picked up from Micro Art Studios in plastic. That's what this is. It's actually supposed to be like a Tau style base, but she's a nice ruins explorer or something. So not a bad little batch. And funny enough, I've been saving all of my photos from these weekly painting progresses for this last year of 2021. And it's just interesting to see how much I've gotten done and how much there is still to go. So it's been kind of a cool nod, but hopefully I will be able to continue with this amount of output in terms of painted figures in the future. So like I said, this week, since I'm back at work in the classroom, fingers crossed I can get this much done, but I'm not counting on it, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully all of you guys out there staying safe as well. Hopefully everybody out there is keeping busy. Oh, and you know what? I actually got to play a game for once. I got to play Wild Ascent with my cousin the other day. That was fun. And then I had to go get the kids to bed because it was like 10 o'clock already by the time we had started. So that was kind of cool. Hopefully we will get to play something again in the near future. As always, if you guys aren't aware, we've got links to everything. If you want to track down any of this stuff yourself, it's going to be all down below if you scroll down the description box. And we're also going to put a link to our Patreon page as well. If you like what you see on this channel and would like to help support it, it is always greatly appreciated. And with that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.